one, Shakur's a free agent now. He hasn't signed with anybody. You have Zepeda that you want to go ahead and put him into a title fight, but have you guys reached out to Shakur at all? And are you looking to make that Zepeda fight against Shakur?
I actually have a Zoom call with his team at 3 p.m.
It appears that Shakur Stevenson ditched Floyd Mayweather, as he has reportedly signed with Oscar De La Hoya. The promoter of Golden Boy recently extended an invitation to Stevenson to reach out to him in order to begin preparations for a bout against the top-ranked William Zepeda. De La Hoya expressed his confidence in Zepeda, stating, "He made a statement. That's the bottom line. When you're the #1 contender in every organization, you have to make a statement like that, and that's exactly what he did." Zepeda, who boasts an impressive record of 31-0 with 27 knockouts, swiftly defeated Giovanni Cabrera last Saturday. The fight ended in the third round with a body shot, marking the main event on DAZN at the Toyota Center in Ontario, California. Following Zepeda's recent victory, De La Hoya aims to secure a world title fight for him against either Shakur Stevenson or WBO lightweight champion Denise Berinchek later this year. While De La Hoya believes a match with Berinchek would be less challenging, he is also open to discussions with Stevenson.
So, it'll be interesting to see.
To sign him or to make a fight?
To sign him. I would love to figure out a way to work with him. I think he's a very talented fighter.
Stevenson's struggles against Artem Harutyunyan last Saturday night revealed potential vulnerabilities, particularly if he were to face Zepeda, known for his relentless offensive attacks. Stevenson's limited offensive skills have been a concern since his amateur days. Though he excels in defense, his offensive capabilities are mainly limited to landing light punches to score points, reminiscent of an amateur style. In the Cabrera fight, Zepeda had a slow start, barely throwing any punches in the first 2 rounds. However, by the 3rd round, he transformed, unleashing a flurry of punches that Cabrera couldn't hope to block or match. Shakur would struggle against a fighter like Zepeda, whose relentless body punches would hamper his mobility. De La Hoya said about his interest in setting up a fight between Shakur Stevenson and William Zepeda. "Cabrera is very awkward, as we saw with Pitbull Cruz, where he took him the distance. I think this win for Zepeda was excellent, and now we go for the world title. Shakur, give me a call. I would love to make a call with you." Shakur kicked off his free agency journey on Thursday. He participated in an afternoon Zoom meeting with Oscar De La Hoya of Golden Boy Promotion. "I believe there's absolutely an opportunity to sign Stevenson," De La Hoya told Boxing Scene at the news conference formally announcing Golden Boy's AUG. WWBC interim 154-pound champion Serhii Bohachuk will square up against undefeated junior middleweight Virgil Ortiz Jr. on the 10 Mandalay Bay show. De La Hoya added, "It all depends on what I want to offer for Stevenson. It all depends on what fighters we have on our roster. It all depends on their vision. I promoted Floyd Mayweather for 16 fights, so there's a blueprint there. Stevenson needs opponents. He needs the right names. He needs William Zepeda. World champions have steered clear of Mexico's Zepeda, a Golden Boy boxer similar to Ortiz." Following the meeting with Stevenson, De La Hoya posted on X, "Had a great meeting with Shakur Stevenson representatives. William Zepeda will only fight him if Shakur is signed to Golden Boy Boxing." Earlier in the day, De La Hoya said bluntly that his intention for Thursday's call with Stevenson was to sign him. "He's a great talent. I would love to work with him. He's a great fighter. Shakur needs some good dancing partners. He reminds me of Mayweather. I had every single opponent for Mayweather, following their own 2007 clash that then stood as the most lucrative pay-per-view fight in history." He further added, "We found them all, and Mayweather became Mayweather. Shakur is in a similar situation. If we have the right opponents, we can build a new Mayweather." Mayweather could potentially become a major rival to De La Hoya and Eddie Hearn of Matchroom in vying for Stevenson's representation. Richard Schaefer, recently appointed as the head of Mayweather Promotions, has yet to respond to this situation. Both Stevenson and Mayweather share a commonality in their exceptional technical prowess and swift agility in the ring. However, Mayweather eventually embraced the role of the antagonist, flaunting his wealth and arrogance. This persona attracted a large audience, primarily composed of fans eager to witness his defeat. On social media, Stevenson seems to be taking that turn. However, given the criticism he's faced for consecutive underwhelming performances that led to fans leaving the arenas due to the lack of action, he urgently needs a dynamic heavy hitter like Zepeda to create an exciting bout. This is particularly crucial as fellow lightweight champions Gervonta Tank Davis and Vasily Lomachenko are in talks to unify their titles by the end of the year. De La Hoya said, "Stevenson's a tremendous talent, probably one of the best top 3 guys out there in the world. Seriously, and he's still young, but I'm not sure what his market value value is, and that's what's making it a little difficult. Lomachenko is scheduled to return to the United States to provide an update on the Davis talks and to clarify if he intends to close that deal. Bob Arum's Top Rank, Stevenson's previous promoter, is reportedly advancing with different strategies for another of his lightweight champions, the newly crowned WBO title holder, Denis Berinchik. De La Hoya added, "It doesn't help when Shakur tells the world, I don't fight for the people, I fight for me." Well, you've got to fight for the fans. The fans pay you. The fans buy the tickets, buy the pay-per-views. Regardless, I think Shakur is one of the best fighters out there. If it makes sense for us, then I'm sure we can work something out. Before their meeting, De La Hoya said he would advise Stevenson by saying, "Take a look at your career the last 3 to 4 fights and put a realistic value on that. Don't overprice or underprice yourself. Really be honest and ask, what am I really worth? Who do I really want to go with to progress my career the right way?" He went on to add, he has a lot of thinking to do, not just signing with a promoter, but looking at the details. What team can really help you to elevate to superstar status? He's a fighter who deserves to make a lot of money, more than he's making now, but it starts with him. Such is the journey for Shakur Stevenson if he intends to silence critics demanding a bout with the fiery Mexican, William Zepeda. What if Stevenson decides to team up with Oscar De La Hoya? The Golden Boy seems optimistic, believing his team can propel the Newark southpaw to Floyd Mayweather Jr.'s stature. Both Stevenson and Zepeda secured victories on the same day, albeit at different locations. The lightweight champion successfully defended his title against Artem Harutyunyan, while the Mexican contender showcased his skills by defeating Giovanni Cabrera in his signature style. So, what lies ahead? For Stevenson, a unification bout with either Gervonta Davis or Vasyl Lomachenko seems like the next logical step. Meanwhile, Zepeda is eager to claim his first championship, and who better to target than Shakur Stevenson? De La Hoya has been hinting at potential matchups for a while now. With Stevenson currently a free agent, he's become a highly sought-after figure, drawing interest from promoters as far away as England. Yes, we're referring to Eddie Hearn, alongside the ever-ambitious Golden Boy. Recent news regarding the Zepeda fight is already igniting discussions among fans. Let's take a look at what the Olympic gold medalist had to say. Oscar De La Hoya recently chatted with Marcos Villegas from Fight Hub TV, focusing on Ryan Garcia's recent developments and potential next steps in his career. With just a few minutes left before De La Hoya had to attend to other commitments, Villegas seized the opportunity to ask about Shakur Stevenson.
I strongly feel that Shakur needs some good dancing partners. So I think Shakur is in a similar situation where if we have the right opponents, we can build another Mayweather, but you need the right opponents.
With the WBC lightweight champion lacking promotional support, Villegas inquired if De La Hoya had contacted him regarding a potential match against William Zepeda. The former world champion then revealed a surprise. He would be holding a Zoom call with Stevenson and his team. Oscar De La Hoya firmly believed that Shakur Stevenson was experiencing a comparable stage in his career. To elevate himself to the level of Mayweather Jr., he simply requires the right opponent. However, it appears that the fans are still in for a few unexpected twists. De La Hoya likely recognizes that Shakur Stevenson's popularity could begin to decline if he suffers a defeat against Zepeda. So, why consider signing Stevenson? It's possible that the Golden Boy promoter sees the potential for a reliable champion if Stevenson emerges victorious. A win would allow Cameron to pursue additional bouts with prominent contenders, setting the stage for a significant comeback and a chance for a larger payday down the line.
And unfortunately, Top Rank didn't have the right opponents for Shakur. I believe that's one of the reasons why the relationship didn't work out at the end. But obviously, Top Rank did an amazing job. But yeah, I'm going to listen to him, see what he has to say. And
according to De La Hoya, he needs to assess Shakur's marketability and pair him with suitable opponents. Golden Boy does field number 1 ranked William Zepeda, but there isn't a single other opponent that would be a good fit for Shakur and draw in fans. Additionally, if De La Hoya were to secure a 4 or 5 fight contract with Stevenson and he were to lose against Zepeda in his debut match, it could severely damage his marketability. Such an outcome would be a significant setback for both De La Hoya and Stevenson if he were to fall to Zepeda. Oscar wouldn't be able to move on from his error until the end of his contract with Shakur. De La Hoya guided Floyd Mayweather Jr. through 15 to 16 bouts throughout his career, fully understanding the importance of selecting the right opponents to support a fighter's growth. De La Hoya is considering a matchup between Shakur and Zepeda, but this could backfire unless he secures Shakur for just a single bout. If Shakur were to lose to Zepeda, Golden Boy would still benefit, as Zepeda's popularity would rise, leaving Shakur's career irrelevant in the grand scheme.
And if it makes sense for us, because obviously we're not in the game of losing money, we're not in the game of overpaying, we're not in the game of changing the whole market around just for one fighter. It all depends on him if he sells or not.
For Shakur to continue his winning streak, he should face opponents similar to his recent rival, Artem Harutyunyan. He excels against fighters of that caliber, rather than against heavy hitters or aggressive pressure fighters. Shakur's challenge lies in his inability to showcase the dominance needed to be a leading contender at 135. Unlike his performances at 126 and 130, he appears less formidable in this weight class. This was evident in his recent bouts against Artem Harutyunyan and Edwin de los Santos. If Shakur faces Zepeda, he's likely to come up short. The same outcome would occur against Gervonta Davis, Floyd Schofield, or Abdullah Mason. Even Frank Martin poses a significant challenge for Shakur, thanks to his combination of power and relentless pressure. Compared to Shakur, Mayweather was a different story. Without concern for Mayweather's defeat, De La Hoya pitted him against strong opposition. He can't take that risk with Shakur. He'd end up losing. De los Santos came very close to defeating him. One judge accurately scored the bout, giving Shakur a slim victory at 115, 113, highlighting just how tight the match truly was. Several of the most skilled lightweight fighters are far more skilled than De los Santos, and they might easily defeat or outfight Shakur.
Or not. And you know, a fighter like Shakur is kind of in the middle, caught in the middle of a rock and a hard place, because he's a tremendous talent, but I keep hearing whispers that he doesn't sell.
Shakur is expected to draw strong viewership in a bout against Zepeda, and a clash with Tank Davis would likely attract significant attention as well. However, there's a good chance he could lose both matchups, necessitating a series of easier fights to regain momentum. If he requires rebuilding after a defeat, it could negatively impact his marketability and DAZN's interests. A smart approach for De La Hoya would be to secure Shakur for a one-fight deal with specific conditions, placing him in a high-stakes match against William Zepeda. If Shakur doesn't emerge victorious, it would be wise to part ways without further commitment.
Sell. So I'll get to the bottom of it. I'll have a Zoom call at 3 p.m. and then we'll take it from there.
However, Tim Bradley isn't a fan of the way De La Hoya plans to go about it. Bradley, a two-time world champion and former pound-for-pound standout, has taken on a new role as a vocal analyst since retiring. He expressed his discontent with recent remarks made by promoter De La Hoya, who is also a Hall of Famer, regarding lightweight contender William Zepeda. Zepeda holds a rare distinction of being ranked first by all 4 major boxing organizations, which theoretically gives him the opportunity to choose any champion he wishes. However, Gervonta Davis and Vasily Lomachenko are currently occupied with their own negotiations. On the other hand, both Shakur Stevenson and Denis Berinchyk are available for a potential matchup. Although WBC champion Stevenson expressed enthusiasm for the matchup, De La Hoya stated after Zepeda's stoppage victory over Giovanni Cabrera that he favors pursuing the Berinchyk option for the WBO title. Many fans would likely concur that this fight presents a less challenging opportunity compared to facing Shakur. Oscar said, "I think I would go the WBO route. Berinchyk, I think that's a great fight, a fan-friendly fight. It would take William Zepeda to the next level, and then we go after the unifications. I would love for Zepeda to be world champion when he faces Shakur Stevenson and all the other guys." In an interview with ProBox TV, Bradley expressed disapproval of the notion. He said, "This era is soft as hell." After listening to Oscar say that, talking about, oh, he's gonna wait before fighting Shakur Stevenson and all this stuff. Man, when I fought for the world championship, I'd never fought outside of California, and I fought the #2 champion in the world. Bradley further added, Ricky Hatton was #1, and you had Junior Witter #2. Hatton didn't want to fight Witter. I ended up fighting him, Junior Witter. A bad man. I didn't wait. What's all this waiting for? You're either ready or you're not. He's wanting to take the easier route and think he can beat Berinchyk. Berinchyk is a tough guy to beat. I don't like it, man. Earlier this month, Oscar De La Hoya was stirring up trouble. The head of Golden Boy Promotions has decided to taunt Shakur Stevenson as he prepared for his title defense against Artem Harutyunyan. The prevailing opinion is that Stevenson evaded real competition, doing just enough to clinch a unanimous decision victory against Santos. De La Hoya even called him out in a tweet on July 2nd, teasing Stevenson while highlighting his lightweight fighter William Zepeda, who was also headlining a different event on the same day. The former world champion turned boxing promoter wrote, "Hey Shakur, I guarantee William Zepeda throws more punches in his first round on Saturday than you do your entire fight." At 28, he hasn't participated in many high-stakes bouts, but he has scored decision victories over former champions Rene Alvarado and Joseph Diaz, steadily climbing the lightweight rankings. In contrast, Stevenson appears to have faced a significant setback following his fight with Santos. However, his recent interactions with fans on X indicate that his reputation as a dull fighter may still linger. Although Shakur Stevenson is still far from landing his dream matchup with Gervonta Davis, speculation continues to swirl on X. In one discussion, fans posed a question about the possibility of the fight. They dismissed the idea, arguing that any fight involving Stevenson wouldn't be the most exciting. They also remarked that Stevenson tends to talk a lot, but backs off when confronted by a powerful powerful opponent. To this, Stevenson responded stating, "You just haven't watched enough of me, stupid." Yet, the criticism didn't stop there for the Newark native. Fans were labeling Stevenson a dull fighter and referencing his recent bout with De Los Santos. This appears to have fueled Stevenson's frustration, leading him to propose an open bet. He wrote back, "Tell your favorite fighter to fight me and bet your house on it. You're gonna lose it all." The boxing world is unforgiving and challenging, particularly for promoters who must navigate a myriad of obstacles and personalities to bring their desired fights to life. As the CEO of Golden Boy Boxing, Oscar De La Hoya consistently prioritizes the success of his premier fighters. With a keen eye for exciting matchups, it came as no surprise when he suggested that Shakur Stevenson should be the next challenger for William Zepeda. However, top-rank CEO Bob Arum, who represented Stevenson, claimed that De La Hoya is a liar. Arum revealed, "When Zepeda won his fight, it was Oscar who said, 'Bring on Shakur.' We called them and said, 'Everybody heard Oscar? Shakur's ready to fight your guy.' It was, 'He's not ready yet,' and all that shit. We contacted Golden Boy and the Zepeda people said they're not ready for Shakur, which I don't think they are." Arum firmly insisted that no one can defeat Shakur. While Zepeda could be considered Stevenson's most challenging opponent yet, Arum likened facing Stevenson to a guaranteed loss. However, Arum is no longer representing Shakur, so we can assume that his views won't affect the potential negotiations. Moreover, it appears Shakur Stevenson is ready to elevate his career by taking on William Zepeda. There's just one condition: Gervonta Davis must complete his bout with Vasyl Lomachenko first. The Newark native recently faced scrutiny after his relatively uneventful unanimous decision victory against Artem Harutyunyan last weekend. Even with the victory, Stevenson didn't quite win over the fans with his performance against Harutyunyan. It appears he has reached a pivotal moment in his career where defeating notable opponents is crucial for preserving his elite reputation. In a recent interview with Najee from Cigar Talk, Stevenson revealed his intention to challenge Zepeda, the top-ranked lightweight across all four major sanctioning bodies, as his next move in the ring. As Najee pondered the next move for Stevenson in his career, the Newark defense specialist interjected asking, "Where is William Zepeda?" Stevenson expressed his frustration, wondering how long Zepeda would continue facing fighters who don't challenge him, asserting that he is on a different level entirely. Curious about this perspective, Najee asked Sugar if that was the matchup he was truly seeking. Shakur Stevenson confidently responded, questioning why he couldn't potentially take on a harder fight if Tank was going to fight Lomachenko, adding that the difficulty of the fight was uncertain.
Where is William Zepeda?
That's a
Bro,
yo, that's the
where
fight.
is he?
That's the fight we need.
We're gonna keep hyping him up to fight these guys that he's stopping in 3-4 rounds because he throwing volume and non-stop punching. These dudes ain't in the shape that I be in. Like, come on, bro.
Is that the one you want? Because as a fan, that's the one I want to see. Somebody who will come forward, non-stop punches at you, all that.
If Tank gonna go fight Lomachenko, why can't I go fight the harder, maybe the harder fight? We don't know.
Yeah.
But maybe the harder fight just because William Zepeda volume and how much punches he actually throw. Where is he at though?
That's a good fight. It seemed like I seen videos of him where he want to fight and he's saying like, it's Oscar, it's not me, I want to fight.
That can't be true though. Like at the end of the day, if you really want something.
Stevenson contends that William Zepeda and his crew are on the hunt for a title match that presents a favorable outcome for them. This isn't the first time, though, that a potential clash between Shakur Stevenson and William Zepeda has garnered attention.
Though?
That's a good fight. It seemed like I seen videos of him where he want to fight and he's saying like, it's Oscar, it's not me, I want to fight.
That can't be true though. Like at the end of the day, if you really want something, like if it was deep down, I want this fight.
Yeah.
Him and Oscar is close. They close enough where you could go sit down with him. Can we make this fight happen? What I got to do to make this fight happen?
Right.
I think they're banking on getting another fight or getting a fight where they can win a belt. So they probably looking for a Barenchik.
Like, yeah, we gonna get Barenchik and then unify.
They don't want this belt.
Right.
They don't want the WBC belt.
Make sure to check out some of our other videos on the screen if you enjoyed this one.